progress too before they come across and the Crusaders straight onto the attack they go, and now Owen Franks, but they've secured it.
Now Dupria, oh dear me.
Look at the way that Franks comes in, that's legitimate.
Someone to hand it to is Ben Franks.
Okay, he's going to have a run, but he runs into Franks.
And they've done it for the first time in 24 years. The All Blacks are the world champions.
They're gentle giants.
Yeah.
Off field.
Breakfast meal, so it's meant to be an omelette, but it usually ends up kind of like a half omelette, scrambled egg sort of thing. My nutritionist writes out depending on how hard I'm training, we get sent to different nutrition plans at the moment. This is the hardest meal for me in the day, because you've got to get the timing right between getting Annabelle sorted and eating and getting off the training. So. It used to start out as an omelette, but then I got too impatient waiting for it to cook, so then I just, it's like some sort of weird scrambled eggs. Tastes the same though. Yeah. Should we just put the Vegemite straight on your face?
Parkland, so this is on the east side of town, yeah, along the coastline, so sort of grown up around this area quite a bit. In Christchurch, in my rugby club, Linwood, it's just like about 10 minutes from here, so weights this morning, I get some lunch, weights again this Savo. So.
It's league versus rugby as a host of stars battle it out in the Woodstock.
But typically, yeah, I just try to keep my food pretty clean, don't try to eat a whole lot of processed stuff. I'm not too strict with my eating, I just keep it pretty simple. Shaker, mate, so I can drink during training or after. Just put a heap of fruit in it and some protein, basically.
Out of place at home.
Especially the day before a game. If the house is messy, then Ben gets really touchy about that. It's just got to be nice and tidy so that he can just relax and just concentrate on the game instead of looking around thinking, you know, it's a mess. So, yeah.
Pack as much food as I need until I can get home again and eat. So at least every morning when I go out, I'll at least cook or make enough for about 2 to 3 meals. So then if I go and work out at the gym, or I've got to go back to CrossFit, you know, I'm kind of sorted for a little bit. Should we show them your upper body strength? Arms. Whoa, now press up. Press up. We're getting there. We'll work. I want to see if she can do a press up before she can walk. I have taught her how to do a scrum setup sometimes. Sometimes she doesn't cooperate. There, Annabelle. Ready? Crouch. Oh. Nice, great. Great technique.
Actually, two of them were totally different. Ben was always quiet, never had a problem with him, did everything he was told. And then on the other end of the spectrum, we had Owen, which sort of related to him as our Decepticon. He just wrecked everything. It was like he'd come in with a smile on his face and we were like, what have you broken? So it was like chalk and cheese, really, between the two.
Probably like most New Zealand kids, played a heap of different sports. I played rugby. I grew up in a small country town of maybe under 10,000 I suppose. So I played rugby, I played rugby league, I played cricket in the summer. Just had a bunch of mates and whatever sport we were all playing, we just kind of hung out and played whatever sport was going, summer or winter. So. Training front squats, gotta go heavy, maybe up to a heavy 2 or even a single if I'm feeling good. And I'll drop the bar to the ground and clean, and that's the morning session done.
Beautiful, tight. Good, nice and tight. Lift the elbows, drive through the floor. Beautiful squat. We're going up for 1 rep. We're going to do about 6 singles, 5 or 6 singles on his future in 5 weeks what he's going to clean. So we start to do singles now. At the moment we're in rep stage, but front squats can be around about what we're going to clean at the moment.
From a young age we were always training down at the park and going for runs, and Dad had us doing all sorts of stuff.
They started when they were 6, but it was Ben at 13 is when he first started to say he wanted to be a professional rugby player when he grew up.
Dad, before he's been a CrossFit coach, was a fisherman. So he was fishing out of Littleton. That's when we moved down there, and that's when I went to see my first professional game. Canterbury was playing someone, and just got to finally say, geez, this is quite big time, and that's what I wanted to do. And I said to Dad, I want to be a professional rugby player.
Strong, speed, high. Upside, good, nice position, good stuff.
I just remember always thinking about the All Blacks growing up, always thinking about how cool it would be to play for them. And I almost knew in the back of my head that I was going to be one day. I had for me it was no other option in life but to become an All Black, and that was always in my head, growing up and playing rugby.
205, third PB of the week. It's a way to end a strength cycle. What other athlete wins the World Cup, seeks out somebody, to get him stronger, tells him his weaknesses and telling him how great instead of how great he is? This is what I need. These are the things I need to improve on in order to be what I want to be. He's the first one I ever met. Consummate professional, now sitting against the wall stretching. Nice.
And Dad said to me, if you want to do this, you got to take it seriously, and you have to put everything into it. So from there, really me and Dad together, we learnt together. Got training. Started Littleton where we were at the time was full of hills, so I was running hills.
So I sat down with him and said to him, if you want to have a crack at it, then when everyone else is playing summer sports, whether it be over here cricket or baseball or whatever, then you'll be in the gym building yourself up, because you need to start weights now, so by the time you're 18 you're very mature and lifting.
Everyone ripped me off, making fun of me that I was trialling for the top team and that I used to eat so much for lunch, but I was so small, and why do you do all this training, you're not very good. But I guess I was pretty stubborn, and Dad sort of kept brainwashing me that I was going to come through and I was going to be an All Blacks.
A lot of Kiwi kids are just gifted with the skills it takes to be a rugby player, just naturally can pass the ball and stuff like that. I didn't have those natural gifts, but I suppose maybe my natural gift is that I've always been able to work hard and figure things out. So from an early age, I need to get bigger. So I worked at that, and then I remember when I made my school's first 15 team, I was out on the back line, and I remember the coach yelling at me, Ben, get out of there, you're good at hitting rucks, you can't pass the ball, get back into the... So I remember I spent the whole summer just practicing how to pass the ball.
Okay, so this is Christchurch Boys High School, so this is where Ben and Owen went to school. But it's within New Zealand, it's a very famous school for producing All Blacks. I think the most amount of All Blacks have come out of this school, so quite a few parents try to get their sons to come to the school. Ben went here for a couple of years, and they actually said to him, you're going to be too little to be a prop. So he got annoyed with that, and we went to another school up the road where they said, come here and you can be a prop here. And then, so from that, so it just goes to show if you're a young person, don't necessarily listen to maybe what certain people tell you all the time you can and can't do. It's you keep training and do what you want. So when you first become a All Black, you get given a cap with your All Black number on it. It's just a tradition going back from when it first started, so it's called getting your cap. Okay, so this is all the All Blacks that have come out of Christchurch Boys High School.
We're training agility, dynamic speed, and then we're going to do a wee bit of skills at the end. Let's get into here and go forward. Nice strong stance, so we go any way. And we've got to push back, boys, we're in the shit. Bang! Step, back step. Watch that back step, make it short. Strong stance indeed, we're going to whack it. We're going to whack it. Up, up. Hands up. Yeah, nice position, piece.
Yeah, I've been involved with Owen and Ben now for 4 to 5 years, starting young through the club, and then still involved now obviously with the training capacity and the fundamental skills, even now with the All Blacks.
Back quick. Up, go piece, patter, strong stance. One change.
Highly competitive. They're both seeking to be great, and in some regards they're trying to claim the same position. They work for each other and with each other, but at the end of the day, it can come down to the coach's call on one or the other. They do help each other, but it's a business, and at the end of the day, one of them will get picked and one may not. The other side of that is Ben has the skill to be able to play both sides of the scrum, and when they're both on and both playing for the Crusaders and All Blacks, it's a pleasure to see.
Bang! That's the defender. We're not going outside him to step. We're going right on him. Bang!
Everything that they do on the fields has been purposed to get there.
Go! Nice feet. Hop out of it, Pete. Hop out of it. You're right on it.
So they've trained it off the field. They seek that dominance off the field to put onto the field. So it's no fluke, it's habits. They've both got good habits, and they apply that out into the field.
Go!
When I first started getting into training, Owen would come along with me, and then as Owen's rugby career progressed, we become close to the way we train together right through. So it's natural just to have Owen around and be doing this sort of stuff with him. I think it's pretty special. Not everyone having 2 All Blacks in one team and one family. It's pretty unique, and it's it's good to be able to share those experiences together.
3, 2, 1, go! Nice.
The transition from high school to becoming a professional was it's the tough one because you're balancing up a workload that you're not getting paid for, trying to be a professional, and then you've got to work to pay the gym bills, the food, just living expenses.
I was working at my mum's salmon factory gutting fish, and then just doing odd jobs, at construction jobs and things like that, just to keep some money coming through. But yeah, I was just basically training my heart out.
I worked heaps of jobs, a lot of labouring jobs, pouring concrete, cleaned diesel tanks on fishing trawlers, worked for my rugby club, just whatever I could do. And whoever the boss was, he was understanding enough to be flexible.
So I was really sort of struggling. I was training a lot and didn't have much money coming through. I remember the week before I got my first full-time contract, I went to cash converters and pretty much traded half my room, my TV and stereo and that, just so I could buy groceries and that. Well, lucky for me, one of the props got injured and I was called into the squad. When I first made the Crusaders in 2006, I signed my first contract and I've been a professional ever since then. It just allowed me to do everything I wanted to do, train, be the best I could possibly be, eat all the right food that I wanted to eat. And ever since then, just never looked back. Yeah.
We're quite a funny family. We're not. Obviously, you're really thrilled to get there, but it's not like for us. It's not like this big hullabaloo that you've made. It's like shake your hand and it's like, well done. What's our next goal?
And at that time, we were just going over to South Africa, which is known as a really good scrummaging nation, and I played really good over there. I dominated the scrums. I scrummed really well. I was making heaps of tackles and just playing really good rugby. And I was lucky enough after that to be called into the All Blacks squad, sort of as an injury replacement. And then the same thing again. I got my chance off the bench, played really well, and then starting for the All Blacks from then as well. It's a dream you've always had, and then it finally comes. It's really a hard one to explain. For the family, it's huge. They're really excited. Everyone wants to be around you. Everyone's so proud.
With Ben, I had a bottle of port that we've had for about 21 years. So we shared a couple of glasses of port, and with Owen, we had a really old bottle of red wine.
I just wanted to get it started. I wanted to get into camp. I wanted to experience the playing in a test match and all that sort of stuff. And since then, it hasn't really changed. Every time I play a game for the All Blacks, I'm really left wanting more and more. That's a big driving force behind me. My career.